What up YouTube? Welcome back to another Division 2 video, and today I'm gonna show you the vendor reset. Of course, it's Tuesday, so let's have a look at what all the vendor sells us. Thanks for clicking my content, really appreciate you joining me, and if you like my content and want to help the channel out, smash that like button. And of course hit that subscribe button with that little notification bell next to it to keep informed whenever I upload new videos. But are you ready? Let's go! And there we are, guys, at the White House. The Mozambique special is the first thing we can buy. Of course, the named handgun with perfect breadbasket on there, but in my opinion, please leave it here. Vector SBR .45, too low in rolls if you ask me, and I wouldn't love Future Perfect and the combination of accuracy as the attribute on there. MK16, not loving the rolls as well. Strain could be nice for the 625 RPM, but I'm not loving the magazine size. Maybe you can roll the magazine size away if you want to go for strained and optimize the rest. Diceros, handgun, go for the open world. Backpack from Richter and Kaiser, skill damage on there, critical hit chance and tech support. Over to the GOOO guard vest with the rainbow roll, only 90k armor, 5.8% critical hit chance and 7.4% status effect and spark. I wouldn't pick it up if I were you. Over to the mods. 7.2% headshot damage, 7.8% scan range for your drone, the 5.9% duration for your turret, and the 6.2 duration for your sticky launcher. But let's head over to the clan. And there we are at the clan vendor. The 0Fs is the first thing for sale, but please leave it here. Of course, this has perfectly unbreakable on there, but the rolls are just trash. You do not want health and you do not want skill haste on there. Over to the Hunter's Fury gloves, 12.2% weapon damage. Decent if you want to roll that skill haste away for some critical hit chance or damage, for example. Still decent, you can buy it if you're still looking for it, but the open world will treat you better in my opinion. Over to the knee pads from Ongoing Directive, 6.5% weapon handling and only 11.7% weapon damage. In my opinion, leave it here. Over to the rigger, you know my opinion, if it has a skill tier, always craft it. You will always have it god roll because it's only one attribute. Over to the X45, handgun of course, but please leave it here. Just go for the open world, never buy a handgun. And then over to the military L86 with maxed out LMG damage. Damage your target out of cover, of course, already on there. Not loving the swap speed and the breadbasket, to be honest. Over to the SOCOM MK16 maxed out assault rifle damage. Measured already on there. A little bit of rate of fire, so this could be a nice buy. If you want to go for measured, then roll that rate of fire away for some damage to target out of cover or some damage to armor, for example. Over to the police T821. Could be a decent buy in sync already on there. Could be nice, especially if you're running around with skills or a shield, for example. But the rest isn't that high, so I'll leave it up to you. In my opinion, leave it here. Over to the Hanyu vest, explosive delivery, skill haste and weapon handling. I'm not loving the combination of weapon handling and explosive delivery on there, so please leave it here. Over to the Douglas and Harding mask. Almost maxed out attributes, 0.1% away from the hazard protection cap. So this could be a very nice one if you're looking for hazard protection and critical hit damage, because you need to roll that weapon damage to that max cap. It's gonna take forever if you're optimizing that 5.9% weapon damage. Over to the backpack from Golan. Rainbow roll and not the great one if you ask me. The armor is too low to roll the skill damage. A 10.5% critical hit damage is decent enough, but I'm not loving the unstoppable force on there. So in my opinion, leave it here. Over to the mod, 17.4% repair skills, 4.5% healing for your hive, the 7.7% headshot damage, then we're going over to the 15.3% health for your pulse. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it for the clans as well. Let's jump over to the campus. And there we are guys, at the campus, and the quiet roar is for sale here. Of course the LMG with perfect, overwhelmed on there, and pretty decent rolls. It's a little bit low, but it's only missing 3% damage to target out of cover, 3% damage to armor, and then the 4.1% LMG damage. So if you want to boost this up, in my opinion, then roll that LMG damage to the max cap and optimize the rest. SR1, not a great one if you ask me. Lucky Stud could be decent, but the rest is too low in my opinion. Black Market M60 could be nice, steady-handed already on there. That could be very nice for a low RPM LMG, but I'm not loving the swap speed, and the rest is too low to roll the swap speed away. Mask from Hannah Yu, 7.6% skill damage, 7.5% explosive resistance. Could be something, roll that explosive resistance away for whatever you think is necessary. And then over to the China Light, 8.4% status effect, 16.1% repair skills. You could do it for the status effect, but I'm not loving the repair skills on there. If you want to go for the status effect, then roll something else over that repair skill. Over to the mods, 15.8% repair skills, over to the 5.8% radius for your cam launcher, the 4% radius for your hive, the 8.5% effect duration for your pulse, and the 5.7% duration for your traps. Well, that's it for the campus. Let's head over to the theater. And there we are guys, at the theater, and look at that no name. You ask, they will give it to you. There it is, the firm handshake. And man, this is a trash one, to be honest with you. 5.5% weapon handling on there and only 9.9% weapon damage. If you want to pick this up, roll the weapon handling away and optimize the weapon damage. Over to the M870. Could be a decent one, pumped up already on there, but the rest is too low in my opinion. Maybe you can roll the damage you target out of cover higher and optimize the rest. I'm not loving it. Police MK17 could be a lot better. Not loving rate of fire on there, and the rest is too low. Over to the 15% weapon damage on the Sokolov gloves, but the rest is just trash. In my opinion, you do not want some repair skills or even skill haste on there. Over to the knee pads from Douglas and Harding, 11.7% weapon damage, too low in my opinion, and then you will get headshot damage and armor regeneration. Not loving this combination on the Douglas and Harding. Over to the mods, 8.3% bleed resistance, pretty decent. And then over to 1 extra cluster mine for your mines, of course. The 4% damage bonus per enemy for your shield, pretty nice one to buy. And then we got the 8% speed for your Firefly and the 6% health for your decoy. But let's head over to the DZs and see what they sell us this week. And there we are at DZ East for our first DZ. The pinprick is for sale here, and it isn't that great. Of course, it's the named sniper rifle with perfect first blood on there, but the rest is just trash, especially for some DZ credits of 152. Over to the M700 carbon. Could be decent one. It's all the rolls that you want on there, and then you can optimize it. Or you can roll it away if you do not want strained on there. But in my opinion, it isn't that great of a buy. Military M60, same. I'm not loving Future Perfect and the optimal range in combo on there. And then the only 10.9% LMG damage. Over to the Foundry Bulwark Mask. Could be something if you're looking for it. Roll that repair skills away and optimize the armor. Over to the Hunter's Fury. But it's not a great one. Only 11% on this holster, and you do not want repair skills on there, so please leave it here. Mask from Richter and Kaiser. Go for the open world if you want to go for some better attributes. These are the attributes you do not want on a Richter and Kaiser mask. Over to the Yawl holster. Could be the decent one already with 8.5% hazard protection on there. The armor is a bit too low in my opinion, and you do not want that explosive resistance on there. So in my opinion, leave it here, but if you really need it, roll that explosive resistance away and optimize the rest. And you know my opinion about the mods in the DZ, guys. Way too expensive. Never buy them here. Just go for the open world or even go for the summit. Let's head over to our next DZ. And there we are, DZ South, and again the Mozambique special is for sale here. We're not picking it up at the White House, and we're definitely not picking it up at the DZ vendor. Over to the tactical UMP 45, too low in my opinion to buy here. Military AKM, same, not loving vindictive and then the headshot damage in the combination of, and way too low assault rifle damage. Military M9 handgun, please go for the open world. Backpack from ongoing directive, 4.4% critical hit chance already on there, but only 10.6% weapon damage. If you're still looking for it with that critical hit chance on there, then you can pick it up, but in my opinion it's way too low. To Patriot, only 120k armor and that health on there. You do not want health on there, you need to roll it away and then the armor is too low. Backpack from Providence, 12.1% weapon damage, 4% critical hit chance and 8.5% hazard protection. It could be a decent one if you're looking for the critical hit chance and hazard protection combo, then roll away Composure. And then over to the DNH Vest. Not great if you ask me, not loving the skilled in combo with the weapon handling, don't like both on there. And then you know my opinion about the DZ mods, guys. Please leave in here, especially if they're low and too expensive to buy. Let's get over to our last DZ. And there we are at DZ West, our last DZ. The Everlasting Glaze is for sale here. Of course, the named rifle with perfect perpetuation on there. But I'm not loving this combination. Over to the Tactical Super 90. Not great if you ask me, especially not with Ranger. You need to be close with a shotgun, so you wanna get Ranger off there. Do something else, close and personal for example, and then the attributes are too low in my opinion. 1886 killer already on there, but the rest is just trash in my opinion, especially for that 101 DZ creds. Foundry Bull gloves, 6.9% explosive resistance on there. Not loving the explosive resistance on there, and only 170k armor, too low in my opinion. Rigger, you know my opinion, skill tier always crafted. Over to the Wyvern gloves, 7.6% skill damage and 8.6% status effect on there. Not loving this combination. You of course could go for this combination, the status effect and the skill damage. But then just go for the open world, it will treat you better and you do not have to pay 102 DZ creds. Over to the Alps knees, rainbow roll, and not a great one if you ask me. Please leave it here, just like the mods, you know my opinion. Do not buy them in the DZs, just go for the open world, go for the summit. But let's head over to New York and see what the last two vendors sell us this week. And there we are, first vendor of New York, FAMAS is for sale here. Measured already on there, headshot damage, but the rest is a bit too low if you ask me. My opinion, leave it here. SOCOM MK20, maxed out swap speed, and that's the only thing that is maybe good on there. And you do not want that swap speed, doesn't really do anything for you. Over to the classic M1A. Could be a nice one if you want to go for vindictive, because you need to roll that rifle damage to that max cap to optimize the rest to justify buying this. Over to the custom PF45. You know my opinion, handgun, please go for the open world. Backpack from Richter and Kaiser, 2 blues on there and versatile. Not loving this combination whatsoever, and the 2 blues are health and explosive resistance. No, thank you. Over to the Wyvern gloves, skill damage and weapon handling already on there. Not loving the weapon handling, but if you want to go for that 7.6% skill damage, then roll the weapon handling away for whatever you think is necessary. Over to the mask from Overlord. too low to buy in my opinion as well. You do not want the repair skills on there, and then the 10.8% weapon damage is too low to roll all the way to that 15. It's gonna set you back way too much. Over to the mods. 10.1% critical hit damage, 8.2% blind death resistance, the 5.8% healing for your mine, the 13.9% in share health for your cam launcher, and of course the 6.3 damage for your sticky payload. But let's head over to our last vendor of this week. And there we are, guys, last vendor of New York. The MP5A2 is for sale here, but the only thing that's good is a maxed out critical hit chance, and maybe that in sync. The rest is way too low to buy. The Negath could be a decent buy. I'm not loving Strained on there. This is already 850 RPM, so we'll love to see something else on there. And then the combo with headshot damage, I don't know. Resolute MK47, too low to buy in my opinion. The M45A1 handgun, go for the open world. The vest from Overlord, weapon handling and repair skills with Overwatch. I don't think this is a good buy. Over to the knee pads from China Light with 10.4% critical hit damage and 7.3% headshot damage. If you want to go for some extra reds on the China Light, this isn't the way to go in my opinion. And then over to the Walker and Harris, could be a decent one for this rainbow roll if you want to go for the hazard protection. Roll that repair skills away for whatever you think is necessary, but still the weapon damage is a bit low. Over to the last mods, 6.9% headshot damage, the 8.4% shock resistance, the 6.5% health for your mines, the 6.1% radius for your cam launcher, and at last the 6% health for your decoy. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for today. Not really good buys this week, too bad, but I wanted to show you in a quick and easy video. I'm gonna stream a little bit more than making content. Probably gonna shoot down these two vendor resets. Of course, showing you tomorrow Cassie Mendoza as well to end this vendor reset. And I'll try to make 1 or 2 builds a week. But the rest I will be streaming on Twitch and just having fun with everybody who wants to join. So don't forget to hop by, hit that with that fellow. But for today, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit that subscribers button. And of course the notification bell. PurePrime out!